This is AJ with Gun Spread Option Football. Uh, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about before we go on any further is a numbering system and talk a little bit about formations. Um, First thing is a numbering system. A lot of guys have them. A lot of teams do. Um, I don't need one. For this, we don't. But this is our actual numbering system. Over center 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, evens to the right, odds to the left. But as you'll see when I get into this more, you don't need that for this running game. And with our pass system, it's based on numbering system, so it can get confusing. So we don't have a numbering system, and here's one of the big reasons why. I'll show you two formations, and then our main one that we've been running out of. So some people, for us this is gun open, tight, because the S is 1 by 1. You can have them out here too, which would be regular gun open. And for some people this is going to be trips X. It's going to be either 31 personnel. You got different names you're going to call it. This is our gun shoot. The other high schools I was deuce. We also had it as the spread. Some people are going to call it, 41 personnel, 4 by 1. They're going to call it 4 by 1. They're going to call it 2 by 2. Whatever name you want. But what I'm going to tell you is, we had our W is our 2 back, S is 3, quarterback's 1. So here you'd have your 3 back. Here you'd have your 2. Quarterback would be your 1. So now let's just say we're going to run, we're in gun open. So we're in gun open, which is a great formation. So now we call midline. So now we have to know, as a coach and as players, if I call gun open, and now I have to call it 22 midline. Or I have to call it 12 midline. And you could use the quarterback. To me, I'm just calling midline, because now we get up and we call midline. They run a 1 technique. They check to the pass strength. And I call midline. That's all they need to know. I call midline. We can't run midline. We automatically have to audible to veer because he's in a 1 technique. So to keep it simple, I just call midline. Midline will always be to the back side. You can't run midline over here without a running back. So that's all you need to do for that. So there is no, all we call in a huddle is call the formation, call midline. That's all you have to do. It's very simple. And as I just showed you there, this is what I ran in high school. We ran split back veer, so we ran, you ran 4 plays this way, 4 run plays that way. You ran the crap out of those. You got good at those. The high school now, they run 2 formations. They run this formation, and they run this formation. How hard is it to line up on two formations? How hard is it to line up on one formation? What I do is we have what? We have midline, we have inside veer, we have outside veer, we have uno, and we have speed option, which is new to our offense. We have 5 plays. But what we do when calling these is I look at the defense ahead of time. So if they're a 4-3 cover 0 team, or if they're a 4-2 cover 1 team, if they're a 3-4 cover 2 team, if they're a 4-2 cover 3, this is what's going to tell me what formations I'm going to use that week. This alone is what tells me what I'm going to use for formations. A typical game for us when calling formations, and I'll go over this by the numbers, and I'll show you a script for guys that want to understand it more, is we will call probably 12 to 15 formations, and we'll maybe run 2 to 4 run plays out of all those formations. To me, especially in high school, it's easy to line up against 1 or 2 formations. You really have to know your defense inside and out as a player if you need to line up against 12, 15 formations. And I can give you an example of what I mean by this real quick. So this one right here, gun shoot, would be 1. We go gun open, which is almost identical, but it does changes up some stuff for us, gives us an advantage. Even doing this, just going gun pro, we can run all our stuff, and we're just going to go gun pro. Now you take away the motion, which reason why, and then a couple other ones that's going to look the same, but it makes a difference when defenses line up, is gun trips right. Another one I like to use off of that, and twins, and then just gun slot. So I can give you all my formations. This one's shoot, this is open, and we always say gun because you can do all these under center too. This is pro twins, this is pro, gun pro, this would be trips, this would be slot. All these formations, if the defense would run a 4-3 cover 0 against this, it's obviously going to give you some very much to an advantage. The thing about pro is it takes away the motion because here's your pitch back. But what it does is it tightens up. So what we'll do sometimes is we'll flex that tight end, and we'll just call it gun flex. Defenses then, if they don't, we're just going to throw, we'll just throw a bubble, But they need to cover this with somebody, and that takes them out of the box and gives us a run advantage. So, I'm just keeping it basic and simple, and going over this with you, but we will use and do use formations to our advantage, and our plays work with every single formation that we run. So that's it for this video.